The Four of Wands is one of those cards that almost seems to sparkle the moment you flip it over. You can practically hear the cheering in the background, but don't be fooled. This card, while joyful and celebratory, carries layers upon layers of meaning beneath the bunting. Today, we're going to unpack the Four of Wands in all its radiant complexity, not just the surface level, yay, celebration stuff, but the deeper alchemical, astrological, symbolic and psychological aspects that make this card a powerhouse of energy and stability combined. We'll talk about numerology, elemental correspondences, colour system, the mythological roots, how it plays out in love, career, health, and even which chakra and crystals it aligns with. By the end of this, you'll understand why this card feels so stable, so safe, and yet so alive. And remember, we will be primarily referencing the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, since this deck sets the standard for the primary understanding of tarot. There are dozens of decks out there that tell this story in different ways. That's not wrong, it's a matter of perspective. Different decks speak to different readers. Personally, I own many decks, and different decks lend themselves to different people, different energies, different readings, different moods. And just to let you know, there are at least 70 different methods of categorizing each tarot card, at least that I have personally identified. Yes, 70. We're going to touch on quite a few of those here today. The ones that are relevant to minor arcana cards like the Four of Wands, and the rest we'll explore in future videos. So let's raise a metaphorical glass to the Four of Wands and step inside its archway. Numerology. We're starting with numerology because, especially in the minor arcana, the numbers are the scaffolding that holds this story together. The majors are archetypes, grand cosmic forces, psychological milestones, and spiritual awakenings, whereas the minors, by contrast, are the everyday expressions of those energies. It's the way we live them out in real life, and the numbers give us the rhythm of that experience. Each suit tells a story from Ace to 10, the seed, the growth, the fruition, and the completion. So when we're reading a minor arcana card like the Four of Wands, the number tells us where we are in that journey. Numerology is our map through the terrain. So why is 4 considered the most stable of numbers? Look at its physical structure. If you imagine numbers as shapes, then 4 is a square. 4 sides, 4 corners, equal, balanced, dependable. Nothing wobbles. It's the first number that creates a solid foundation. 1 is a point, potential but unanchored. 2 is a line, movement but no depth. 3 is a triangle, stability but with energy that's still upward and dynamic like a pyramid or a flame. But 4 brings grounding. It's when energy lands and settles into form. That's why you see 4s everywhere in the structure of the world. 4 directions, north, south, east, west. 4 elements, fire, water, air, earth. And when we include ether or spirit as the 5th, we have quintessence, the binding energy that connects them all. For this example, though, we're focusing on the stability of the tangible 4 before moving into ether or spiritual correspondences. We also have the 4 seasons, the natural cycle of stability and renewal, even 4 legs on a table or chair, because anything with less might teeter, but 4 is balanced. So, when we reach the Four of Wands, we're stepping into that energy. What was an idea in the Ace what was planned in the 2, and what was envisioned or set into motion in the 3 is now manifesting physically. This is the "it's really happening" moment. The plans are not abstract anymore. They've taken root. The scaffolding isn't just holding space, it's becoming a home. And in the grand rhythm of the numbers, 4 sits at a beautiful midpoint between creation and change. It's the pause between the burst of inspiration that begins something and the inevitable transformation that follows later. If the 5 brings disruption and growth through challenge, then the 4 is the calm before that. The stage where we consolidate our gains, enjoy the results of our effort, and anchor ourselves in what we've built so far. That's why 4 is so trustworthy. It's the energy of foundations, the part of the journey where we can exhale and say, "I'm standing on something real." Suit and elemental correspondence. The wands, of course, belong to the element of fire, the energy of inspiration and passion, creativity and willpower. Fire is dynamic, expansive, and a little unpredictable on its own. It's the spark that ignites ideas, the motivation that pushes us to act, and it's the heat that fuels ambition. Now, when we combine that fiery energy with the stability of 4, something interesting happens. The raw, explosive energy of fire is channeled. It's no longer chaotic or fleeting, it's now fire with form. The 4 of Wands represents that moment when enthusiasm, vision, and effort are not just ideas floating in the air. Now they're grounded, manifested, and shared with others. Think of it like this. Imagine a campfire that's been built just right. The logs are arranged for balance, the flames burn brightly and evenly, and the fire is warm and welcoming rather than wild or dangerous. It's a fire you can gather around, one that offers safety, comfort, and illumination. That's exactly how the 4 of Wands channels fire. It's passion, contained and celebrated, not scattered. In a reading, this fire energy shows up as joy and celebration. The card radiates happiness and communal warmth. A party, a wedding, or a milestone that everyone can share. Motivated action given structure. You've worked towards something with focus, and now that energy is creating something tangible. The spark of inspiration is now a solid, usable reality. Courage and initiative. Fire fuels boldness. Here, that courage is expressed in shared achievement, rather than a solo adventure, stepping into societal success, teamwork, or collaborative joy. Passion with reliability. The energy is alive, but it's also dependable. It's the difference between a fleeting spark and a fire that lights the whole room safely and warmly. If we want a modern, grounded way to understand the 4 of Wands, imagine finally hosting that perfectly planned dinner party. The Ace of Wands is the spark, the idea. I'm going to host a party. That initial burst of inspiration lights up your imagination, but it's just a thought for now. The 2 of Wands is the planning stage, deciding the guest list, choosing the menu, thinking about the vibe and the decor. It's anticipation, logistics, and mapping out how to turn that spark into reality. The 3 of Wands is taking action, sending the invites, shopping for ingredients, maybe trying a test recipe. The energy is expanding outward. Your vision is moving towards manifestation. And then we arrive at the 4 of Wands. The party is finally happening. The work is done, the idea has become real, the tables are set, the music is playing, the lights are twinkling, the guests have arrived. The energy of fire shows up. in the laughter, in the clinking of glasses, the warmth that spreads across the room. It's bright, structured, fully contained and safe. Everyone feels the heat, but nobody's getting burned. And yes, for those of you who already foresee it, we're not worrying about the argument that breaks out because your problematic uncle brought up politics at the dinner table. That's 5 of Wands energy, conflict, chaos, disruption. Today, we're relishing the 4 energy, stability, celebration, and joy. The rowdy uncle can wait for next time. In short, the 4 of Wands embodies fire that's been tamed just enough to celebrate life and not scorch it. Inspiration and enthusiasm that has a form that you can rely on, enjoy, and gather round. Symbolism and imagery. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the 4 of Wands is a visual feast. Every detail is carefully placed to convey both celebration and stability. The first thing you notice is the wands themselves, forming a perfect archway at the centre of the composition. The wands are decorated with wreaths of greenery and flowers, suggesting abundance, fertility, and festivity. Red ribbons intertwine around the wands, adding a sense of movement and joy, like energy caught in the air. Behind that, we see 2 figures, waving bouquets, dressed in bright reds and blues and whites and greens. Their clothing symbols vibrancy and festivity, and the colours complement the energy of fire associated with the wands. Behind them, the red-roofed buildings and cityscape rise against the horizon, again suggesting stability and civilization, and a grounded backdrop to this joyful scene. In some interpretations, this also hints at the comfort and security of home or community as a foundation for celebration. The sky is clear and sunlit. A luminous yellow suggests optimism, clarity, and warmth, the kind of energy that invites gathering and shared joy. The ground is soft and fertile, and even a subtle nod to the stability of the foundation inherent in the 4. Together, the sky and earth frame the card's energy of balance, radiant yet grounded. Looking closer, the bouquets of roses and greenery appear not just in the hands of the couple, but also on the floral wreaths suspended from the wands, repeating the theme of natural abundance and the joy of life's milestones. In the background, additional figures add a sense of community and participation, reminding us this is a shared celebration. The joy of one is amplified by the presence of many. There's also a subtle suggestion of movement and narrative. There's a small bridge that appears beneath the archway, and the couple seem poised to cross it immediately after this snapshot moment. It's a gentle reminder that this card is not static. It marks a transition, a passage over a threshold from preparation and effort into enjoyment, stability, and communal harmony. Taken together, the card's composition, colours, and symbols communicate celebration, structure, and emotional warmth. This isn't just a party, it's a moment of threshold and accomplishment, framed by stability, the wands, joy, the colours and floral decorations, and shared human connection, the figures and the community. Every detail, from the red ribbons to the sunlit sky, reinforces the 4 of Wands message. This is the sweet, structured joy that comes from effort, community, and manifestation. Directional meaning and movement. Traditionally, wands correspond to the self, reflecting the qualities of fire, warmth, vitality, and forward-moving energy. This directional association also hints at illumination, passion, momentum, things heating up in a positive way. In a reading, south energy often encourages action, engagement, and the harnessing of creative or dynamic forces. If we look closely at the Four of Wands, the couple at the centre of the frame is the focal point. They are clearly part of the celebration, holding bouquets, smiling, framed by the archway. But notice the bridge to the right of the card that we looked at in the previous section. This subtly suggests movement and transition. The imagery hints that the couple may have just completed a milestone, perhaps a wedding, and they are now moving away from the familiar circle of family and friends. Their direction over the bridge, away from the group, is symbolically east, the direction of new beginnings, sunrise, and the future. They are stepping forward towards something that we cannot see yet, a new chapter, a new life built together, an adventure waiting beyond the known horizon. And it's for that reason that when you see the Four of Wands in a reading, you should pay careful attention to the card that lies beyond the bridge. Meanwhile, the family and friends in the background, they seem to be returning toward the city, the one with the red roofs, representing security, stability, and the familiar. They remain within the comfort of what is known, while the couple ventures forward, crossing the threshold of the Four of Wands archway into possibilities of what lies ahead. So, while the south and fire speak to passion and warmth and vitality, the composition of the card adds narrative depth. It's not just a celebration, it's a transition. The Four of Wands captures that rare moment when stability, joy, and community intersect, right at the point where one can step forward into something new and unknown. Mythological and allegorical meaning. The Four of Wands embodies the archetype of shared celebration and milestones. It's the energy of completion integrated into everyday life. Rather than personal glory or public acclaim, think less victory parade like the Six of Wands and more homecoming, harvest festival or wedding celebration. Moments when effort, growth, or achievement are acknowledged by community and ritual, and the energy is grounded, harmonious, and safe. In mythic terms, this is the return from trial with balance and wisdom, rather than triumphant recognition. The joy is collective, the reward is stability and connection, and the milestone marks the crossing of a threshold, a step from effort into fulfillment, from vision into form. Some examples from mythology and tradition might be Persephone's return to the surface from Greek mythology. After her time in the underworld, Persephone's return heralds the arrival of spring, symbolizing renewal, abundance, and the joy of life resuming. This mirrors the Four of Wands themes of seasonal transitions and communal celebration. Diwali, Lord Rama's return to Ayodhya in Hindu tradition. Diwali celebrates Rama's return from exile, with citizens lighting lamps to welcome him back. The festival emphasizes shared joy, ritual, and homecoming, perfectly reflecting the Four of Wands' energy of community-based celebration and safe thresholds. Lunasa in Celtic tradition. This harvest festival marks the completion of the early harvest and includes feasting and fairs and community gatherings. The celebration of abundance and shared milestones aligns beautifully with the Four of Wands' focus on stability, joy, and communal harmony. Even in modern terms, the Four of Wands can represent moments like moving into a new home, celebrating a long-term project's completion, or marking an important life transition with friends and family. The emphasis is on joy, stability, community support, and crossing meaningful thresholds, not on being seen or honoured individually. In short, the Four of Wands is about community, grounded celebration, and harmonious transition. That sweet spot between effort and reward, vision and manifestation, past and future. Gender polarity and energy expression. The Four of Wands is a card of balance and integration. Traditionally, it carries a harmonious polarity, where masculine fire energy, initiative, action, ambition, and forward momentum is held within a feminine container of celebration, community, and receptivity. It's the union of doing and being, of achievement and appreciation, of energy expressed outward and energy nurtured inward. Astrologically, this card is associated with Venus in Aries. This is a fascinating pairing that combines assertive, pioneering energy with love and harmony and relational awareness. Venus in Aries brings both strong masculine and feminine energies into alignment. The courage to act, Aries, paired with the desire to connect, celebrate, and enjoy, Venus. If you happen to know your querent's birth chart beforehand, it's worth keeping an eye out for cards that mirror their placements, as these can indicate areas of life or emotional themes that carry extra significance. For example, I personally have Venus in Aries, so when the Four of Wands appears in a reading for me, it really does feel like the card is speaking directly to my energetic makeup. There's a kind of resonance or familiarity that amplifies its message, as though the card and the querent are meeting on shared ground. This makes your readings more personal and alive if you know the querent's birth chart beforehand and know which cards you should be keeping a careful eye out for. It's echoing the client's own astrological wiring. When a tarot card aligns with a natal placement, it acts almost like a spotlight, illuminating how that planetary energy is currently playing out in their life, offering both validation and deeper insight. We will explore Venus in Aries in more depth in the Astrological and Planetary Correspondence chapter, but for now it's enough to note that the Four of Wands embodies this dynamic balance, boldness and initiative expressed in a joyful, inclusive and communal way. In practical terms, this polarity shows up in readings as action grounded in care. This card reflects taking initiative, completing projects, or stepping into milestones, but with attention to relationships, community, and shared joy. Celebration as a feminine container for masculine energy. The structure, planning, and achievement, masculine, are held within gatherings, rituals, and emotional connection, feminine. The card reminds us that achievement is sweetest when shared. Union of opposites. This card is a rare snapshot within the tarot, where energy and form, action and rest, ambition and gratitude all exist in harmony. A quality we also see in cards like Temperance, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and Justice. Think of the couple crossing the bridge. They've acted boldly to reach this milestone, yet their celebration is rooted in love, connection, and recognition of others. In a broader sense, the Four of Wands is less about polarity as tension and more about polarity as integration. It's a card that models how masculine and feminine energies can coexist, complementing each other, and manifest in real-world, tangible success. This card shows us that power does not have to be aggressive, and receptivity doesn't have to be passive. Together, they create a stable, radiant foundation for growth and joy. Day, night, light, dark themes. The Four of Wands is firmly a daytime card. The scene is bathed in sunlight, warm and bright and inviting. There's a sense of openness and clarity. Everything is visible, nothing hidden, no shadows lurking to sow doubt or hesitation. This radiance underscores the card's themes of celebration, stability, and communal joy. It's a moment, fully lived and appreciated. The light here is symbolic as well as literal. This isn't harsh, blinding sunlight. It's gentle, golden, and life-affirming. It reinforces the sense that this is a safe threshold. The dark element is almost entirely absent in this card, which is significant. Where many tarot cards explore shadow, hidden challenges, or internal conflict, the Four of Wands emphasizes light over darkness. If the shadow exists here, it's incredibly subtle. Perhaps the unseen work that went into achieving the stability, or the quiet unknown beyond the bridge the couple is crossing. But in essence, the card celebrates daylight, visibility, and radiance, making it a profoundly optimistic and grounding card in any reading. Astrological and Planetary Correspondence. Venus in Aries, cardinal modality. The Four of Wands is traditionally associated with Venus in Aries, a combination that beautifully illustrates the card's energy of celebration, balance, and threshold moments. Here is how we arrive at that conclusion. The system. In the Rider-Waite-Smith and Golden Dawn-based correspondences, each minor arcana pip card, numbered 1 through 10, is linked to a planetary ruler within a zodiac sign. A pip card refers to the numbered cards 1 through 10 in each suit, as opposed to court cards like the Page, Knight, Queen and King, which are their own special category of minor arcana. This system draws from astrology, numerology, and elemental theory. By considering the suit, wands equal fire, and the number, 4, equals stability manifestation thresholds, astrologers map each card to a zodiac sign that reflects the balance of energy, action, and relational or aesthetic influence. In this case, Venus in Aries fits perfectly. It combines the fiery initiative of Aries with the sociable and harmonious qualities of Venus. The connection between tarot and astrology goes back thousands of years. Ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians, tracked time through 36 small star clusters called decans, which rotated roughly every 10 nights. Later, astrologers assigned 3 decans to each zodiac sign, creating the basis for the zodiac wheel. In the 19th century, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a key influence on modern tarot, mapped these decans into the minor arcana, aligning cards by element, modality, and astrological rulership. They also assigned planets, elements, or zodiac signs to the major arcana. The result is a decan-based system connecting tarot to astrology that remains a foundation of modern tarot interpretation, and I have an entire video dedicated to just decans alone within tarot. So if you're interested, you might want to go and check that one out after this. Venus in Aries is a blend of boldness and charm, initiative and relational awareness. Aries contributes courage and drive and forward momentum, energy that acts, energy that moves, and energy that dares. Venus softens Aries' impulsiveness, bringing pleasure, connection, and sociability into the mix. Together, they produce action that leads to harmony rather than chaos and manifest as charm with courage, the perfect combination for the Four of Wands themes of homecoming, stability, and communal joy. In practical terms, this energy shows up as ambition expressed through delight, courage expressed with empathy, and initiative expressed with relational awareness. The couple crossing the bridge in the card exemplifies this. They've acted boldly to reach a milestone, Aries, yet their celebration is rooted in community, shared happiness, and the acknowledgement of others, Venus. Cardinal modality. The Four of Wands also carries a cardinal energy. Cardinal signs are associated with initiation, movement, and new beginnings. Even a card about stability, the Four, hints at a threshold, a transition, and a step forward, harmonizing the grounded nature of the number 4 within the forward drive of Aries. As an aside, I am aware that in these tarot tutorial videos we do cross-reference chapters a lot. Numerology, astrology, planetary correspondences, and elemental theory, they all intersect. Its energy of celebration, stability, and threshold movement is woven through number, suit, planetary ruler, zodiac sign, cardinal modality. This creates a richly multi-dimensional card. Alchemy Symbolism. In alchemy, the Four of Wands aligns with the stage of conjunction, the moment when two separate forces merge into harmony. It's where opposites unite to create something balanced and alive and stable. In this card, fire, wands, meets form and structure. 4, the bridge, the garland, the archway, the number. It's spirit finding a shape in the real world. The excitement of creation becomes something that we can now see, we can touch, we can celebrate. Alchemy helps us understand how energy becomes form, which is exactly what tarot often does. The process of turning an idea or an emotion into lived experience. Earlier cards in the suit, the Ace through to the 3, represent potential, planning and effort, and all that raw creative energy. But by the time we reach the 4, the energy has settled into something stable. It's no longer abstract, it's real. This is what alchemists call prima materia, the raw stuff of creation, finally being shaped into something meaningful. The Four of Wands shows the moment when that unformed energy, passion, drive, and vision finds its home. In the broader alchemical process, conjunction sits between the chaos of transformation and the clarity that follows it. It's the point where things start to come together, like puzzle pieces clicking into place. It reminds us that growth isn't just about movement, it's about integration. So why does that matter in tarot? Because understanding alchemy gives us a language for transformation. Every reading is a process of alchemy, taking raw emotion, intuition, or experience and finding the deeper meaning or message within that. The Four of Wands shows that moment of synthesis where energy and effort meet harmony and celebration. Upright meaning: celebration, completion, homecoming, community, stability, and a sense of belonging. The Four of Wands often heralds a wedding, housewarming, graduation, or some other major milestone. It can also simply mean you've built something solid. These aren't just lovely aspirational ideas. This card is real, tangible, and stable. Remember the number 4. It represents structure, foundations, reliability, just as a table with 4 legs stands firm or a house with 4 corners holds its shape. The Four of Wands brings grounded joy, a reward that is earned through effort, vision, and collaboration. This is joy that you can rely on, not random luck. The celebrations, milestones, and community recognition signified by this card are concrete, built, and lasting. offering a firm sense of security and belonging in both the physical and emotional sense. Here are some examples of how to read the Four of Wands with other cards to illustrate how this energy might appear in combination with other cards. Four of Wands with the Sun. This pairing amplifies joy and celebration to almost radiant levels. It suggests public recognition, success, or a milestone that fills you with pride and warmth. Think of a graduation ceremony, some kind of major award, or a moment when everyone around you is acknowledging your achievement. This energy is bright and open and affirming. The Four of Wands with the Ace of Cups. Here the focus will be on emotional fulfillment and shared happiness. This could manifest as a wedding, an engagement, or the start of a loving domestic life. The Four of Wands provides the structure and stability, while the Ace of Cups brings new, flowing emotional energy. The Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. This combination highlights collaborative achievement. It suggests that teamwork, planning, or joint effort has borne fruit, whether it's a work project, a creative endeavour, or a personal milestone built with others. The card signals recognition, a skill brought to practical fruition, and satisfaction in shared accomplishment. The Four of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. This pairing speaks to long-term security, family legacy, and intergenerational stability. It can represent a home that has been built or inherited, financial security, or even the joy of watching one's efforts ripple into the wider family or community. The energy is celebratory, yet deeply grounded in material and relational stability. The Four of Wands with the Chariot. Here, the focus is on achieving a goal through determination and direction, and then celebrating the result. The Chariot brings momentum and control, while the Four of Wands signals that the effort has led to a tangible, joyous milestone. This could be a promotion, moving to a new home, or any victory that comes after deliberate action. The Four of Wands with the Two of Cups. This pairing emphasizes union, partnership, and mutual celebration. This could point to a marriage, a meaningful romantic commitment, or a strong personal partnership. The Four of Wands grounds the relationship in stability and community acknowledgement, while the Two of Cups highlights emotional connection and shared joy. Together, they celebrate the coming together of two people in harmony. These examples show that the Four of Wands energy blends seamlessly with other cards, highlighting achievement, connection, and the satisfaction of having built something meaningful. The underlying theme is always earned joy, communal recognition, and stability. Reversed meaning: instability, delays, tension, feeling excluded, impatience, and unfinished milestones. When reversed, the Four of Wands' solid foundation wobbles. Plans may be postponed, celebrations put on hold, or the sense of community and belonging feels fractured. Sometimes this reversal points to impatience, wanting results before the foundation is ready, or seeking joy before the effort has truly taken hold. Here are some examples with other tarot cards when the Four of Wands is reversed. The Four of Wands reversed with the Tower, a sudden disruption of plans, like your wedding venue cancelling last minute. The Four of Wands reversed with the Five of Wands. This is the next stage of the Wands progression, but since the Four is reversed in this example, its stability has been undermined. This can manifest as conflict within a community or family, like that problematic uncle that we spoke about earlier, bringing up politics at dinner, turning what should be a celebration into a tense argument. The Four of Wands reversed with the Nine of Pentacles. Your personal achievements or sense of independence feels frustrated or postponed. It's like finally reaching a point where you should be celebrating your hard work, maybe buying your first home or finishing a major personal project, but something delays the satisfaction or the recognition, leaving you waiting or frustrated before you can fully enjoy it. The Four of Wands reversed with the Two of Cups. Relationship milestones are delayed or tensions arise. For instance, a long-awaited engagement or move-in together could be postponed because of family disagreements, financial setbacks, or conflicting work schedules, leaving the couple feeling frustrated even though the partnership itself is strong. The Four of Wands reversed with the Eight of Pentacles. This is hard work not yet recognized, like finishing a big project, but your efforts are not being acknowledged by your team. Four of Wands reversed with the Moon. This is uncertainty or hidden obstacles, like planning a housewarming party and realizing some crucial details are off or unclear. These examples show that even when the Four of Wands is reversed, the energy is still tangible. Plans, relationships, and the achievements are real, but they require patience, adjustment, or rebuilding before the celebration can truly arrive. Love and relationships meaning: commitment, harmony, moving in together, engagement, family support, celebration of partnership. In love readings, this card signals a solid, stable relationship milestone, a partnership that's recognized and supported by your wider community. It's all about shared joy, mutual effort, and the comfort of building a life together. Here are some examples with other cards. The Four of Wands with the Two of Cups is a deep emotional connection and mutual commitment, like deciding to get engaged or formally acknowledging your partnership. The Four of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles is long-term stability and family integration, for example, moving in together or blending families with full support from loved ones. The Four of Wands with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers, new emotional beginnings in an established, committed context, like celebrating your love publicly or starting a shared project or home together. Four of Wands with the Sun is joyful, harmonious partnership, like hosting a celebration for your relationship milestone or simply feeling fully supported and happy together. Reversed in a love reading: instability, outside interference, delays, someone not ready to build yet, tension in the household. The reversed card often signifies frustration in moving forward as a couple. One partner may be hesitant, external circumstances may block plans, or the relationship may feel uncertain despite love being present. Here are the examples with some other cards. The Four of Wands reversed with the Two of Cups. A relationship milestone is postponed, like planning to move in together, but financial or work conflicts delay the step. Four of Wands reversed with the Five of Wands. Tension or conflict impacting harmony. For instance, family disagreements or outside interference creates arguments that overshadow a planned celebration. The Four of Wands reversed with the Devil. Relationship tension caused by attachment, temptation, or unhealthy patterns, like one partner clinging to old habits or commitments outside of the relationship, making it hard to move forward together. The Four of Wands reversed with the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Uncertainty, miscommunication, or impulsive actions disrupting plans. This can point to one partner acting hastily or secretively, promising commitment or a shared future without genuine intention or follow through. It may suggest future faking, saying all the right things about moving in together or building a life while their actions tell a different story. One partner's already picking curtains, and the other's still deciding if they really want to share a toothbrush. The love is there, but the timing or the readiness isn't aligned. Career and finances meaning. Reaching a milestone, team success, completing a project, recognition, stability, and structured achievement. In career readings, this card signals tangible success after effort, often celebrated with colleagues or acknowledged publicly. It emphasizes collaboration paying off and accomplishments being solid and lasting. Here are some examples with some other cards. The Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles would be successful teamwork, like finishing a major project and receiving praise from your manager and colleagues. The Four of Wands with the Sun, public recognition or a promotion. For instance, being celebrated for hitting targets or successfully leading a team. The Four of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles, long-term financial or career stability, like achieving a role that secures both your income and your professional satisfaction. Four of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, new opportunities built on solid foundations. For example, starting a new venture or project that almost immediately garners recognition and success. Reversed in career and finances reading, office politics, instability, delays, feeling excluded, tension within the team, unfinished projects. The reversed card indicates that celebration is postponed or undermined, and accomplishments may be overlooked, delayed, or blocked by external circumstances. Here are your examples with other cards. The Four of Wands reversed with the Six of Swords. Delays or tension in progress and transitions, like working on a project that should be moving smoothly, but unexpected obstacles or setbacks force the team to slow down or take a detour. The Four of Wands reversed with the Seven of Swords. Hidden agendas or office politics. For example, a co-worker taking credit for your work or your plans being undermined behind the scenes. The Four of Wands reversed with the Magician also reversed, feeling powerless or blocked in applying your skills, like having the potential and the resources to succeed, but being unable to act effectively due to mismanagement, lack of support, or office obstacles, leaving milestones stalled despite your effort. The Four of Wands reversed with any of the Kings reversed. The overview: when the Four of Wands is reversed, milestones and stability are already wobbly. Pair this with a reversed King and you get a snapshot of blocked leadership, mismanagement, or miscommunication affecting progress. With the King of Wands reversed, impulsive or reckless leadership. With the King of Pentacles reversed, poor financial or resource management. With the King of Swords reversed, confusing or unfair decision making. And with the King of Cups reversed, emotional detachment or instability impacting the team. You thought the promotion or project success was a done deal, but office drama, hidden agendas, or delays mean the celebration is on hold. Health and wellness meaning. Unlike court and major arcana cards, which are often tied to specific body parts, pip cards are more generalized in their physical correspondences, while the court and majors can highlight particular organs, systems, or areas of tension in the body. Pip cards like the Four of Wands speak to overall energy, stability, and foundational vitality rather than a localized area. The King of Wands, for example, is the shoulders, spine, and posture, which reflects how leadership, action, and responsibility manifest physically. The Empress in the major arcana speaks of the reproductive system, stomach, and nurturing energy, reflecting overall vitality, creativity, and care. Pip cards, for example the Four of Wands, are general and foundational, representing overall physical balance and energy rather than specific areas. Court cards are persona-specific, highlighting body areas tied to character traits, habits, and posture. Major Arcana cards map to broader life forces or energetic systems influencing the body in archetypal ways. The Four of Wands, upright, symbolises strength and stability in the body, generally reflecting overall balance rather than a specific organ or body part. Upright, it indicates that your body is supported. It's recovering well, encouraging routines that manage this stability. The practical application of this would be to maintain good habits, rest adequately, and nurture your body with a stable, supportive environment. This reinforces the natural strength and resilience highlighted by this card. When reversed, the Four of Wands warns of instability or disruption in physical routines. This could manifest as irregular sleep, poor nutrition, stress, or environmental factors that are impacting well-being. It signals the need to attend to foundational health routines and support systems to restore balance. The practical application of this would be to identify where stability is lacking and focus on reinforcing those areas, whether it's through diet, rest, exercise, or creating a supportive environment. Spiritual and personal growth meaning. The Four of Wands in a spiritual or personal growth context is about integration, grounding, and celebration of your journey. This is the card that says, take a moment, smell the roses, acknowledge your progress. This is not about rushing into the next challenge or obsessing about what's missing. It's about pausing, recognizing stability, and honoring milestones in your growth. The key themes would be finding your tribe, connection, community, and shared purpose. The Four of Wands reminds you that spiritual growth is often strengthened by supportive people who resonate with your path. Grounding practice in reality. It's one thing to meditate or journal or explore your spiritual interests, but it's another to bring that energy into tangible, everyday actions. This card celebrates translating insight into real-life habits, rituals, or creative projects. Acknowledging progress. Spiritual or personal growth is not always linear. The Four of Wands encourages you to pause, to reflect, and appreciate how far you've come. Celebrating these small, minor arcana victories just as much as the bigger ones. A metaphor might be, imagine finishing a long-term project and you've poured your heart into it. Maybe a personal creative endeavor or a long-term self-improvement goal, or maybe even cultivating a meaningful relationship. The Four of Wands is the moment you step back, sip your tea, and really notice what you've built. Use this energy to celebrate milestones, strengthen supportive connections, and solidify lessons learned. Take a mental snapshot of where you are before moving to the next phase. When reversed, the Four of Wands can indicate feeling disconnected from your community, or undervaluing your progress, or struggling to translate insights into action. It's a prompt to reassess your foundations, reconnect with supportive people, or pause to integrate lessons before moving forward. Timing and predictive meaning. The Four of Wands is generally a fast-moving card in terms of timing. Its energy is about milestones, tangible outcomes, and celebratory moments. So when it appears, it often signifies that events are manifesting in the near term rather than far off. Specific timeframes would be weeks, around 4 weeks from the time of the reading, roughly a month, aligning with the card's numerology. Months often correspond to April, reflecting springtime energy, renewal and growth, and other favourable months include May and early June, when communal and celebratory energy is high. Seasons would be spring and early summer. These are the most favourable. Flowers bloom, the earth renews, and the energy is supportive of gatherings, milestones, and homecoming. Astrological periods, Venus in Aries, amplifies the card's themes of celebration, harmony, and forward movement. Venus will next enter Aries on the 6th of March 2026. Mercury retrograde periods may slow plans, so extra patience is advised. Moon cycles, best during waxing moon phases when energy is building and things are coming to fruition. Full moon can amplify celebrations and culminations. Days of the week. Friday, Venus, is particularly auspicious for social, relational, and celebratory events, while Sunday, the Sun, supports general milestones and vitality. Speed and energy. Upright, the Four of Wands suggests that events are arriving promptly and with ease. Plans solidify, gatherings happen, and milestones are reached. Reversed, this speed can be stalled or disrupted, signalling delays, last-minute cancellations, or instability in plans. Examples of this could be a house move, a wedding, or major work project coming to fruition in about a month. A family reunion or community celebration that is being planned now and will feel tangible very soon. Or a promotion or achievement at work materializing within a short, practical time frame, provided the foundations are stable. Think of the Four of Wands as a snapshot of celebration that's about to land in your calendar. Its timing is practical, grounded, and tangible, much like the card itself. Yes, no interpretation. The Four of Wands is a cheerful and confident yes. Foundations are solid, energy is stable, and progress is tangible. When this card appears upright for a yes-no question, it signals that your plans, projects, or relationships are ready to move forward. Example questions would be: will my home purchase go smoothly? Yes. Is now a good time to commit to this relationship? Yes. Will my project event be successful? Yes. As an answer to these questions, the Four of Wands is a green light for celebration, commitment, or any action that builds on a secure base. Think of it as the universe saying, everything is in place, now just go and enjoy the moment. When reversed, the answer is more cautious and conditional. Foundations might be shaky, plans could be delayed, or unforeseen obstacles might arise. This is definitely not a hard no, but it does warn against rushing ahead before the structure is stable. Example questions might be: should I go ahead with signing this contract now? Is it safe to move in together at this time? Will this planned celebration go as intended? As an answer, the reversed Four of Wands invites patience, reassessment, and careful planning. Wait, strengthen your foundation, or address missing elements before celebrating or taking action. Upright, solid, yes. Reversed, yes, but proceed with care. The card's message is grounded, practical, and tied to tangible results and not wishful thinking. Advice and guidance meaning. The Four of Wands encourages you to pause and celebrate your achievements. You've put in the work, you've laid the foundations, and now it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labour. The guidance would be: structure first, flourish second. Make sure the foundations are solid, your relationships, plans, or personal projects are ready to support further growth. Integrate your success. Use this moment to strengthen your community, connect with those who supported you, and reinforce habits that maintain stability. When reversed, the Four of Wands advises caution and reflection. You may feel rushed, overlooked, or that celebrations are premature. Foundations may be shaky, so this is a time to slow down and reassess before moving forward. Check the structure. Are your plans, relationships, or projects truly ready for the next step? Don't force celebrations or milestones before the groundwork is solid. Address hidden issues. Reversed energy can signal tension, delays, or overlooked details. Take the time to repair and stabilize. Here's a tip for you. Upright, this card is joy anchored in stability. Reversed, it's a call to solidify the foundation before celebrating or acting. Always focus on structure first, then flourish. Elemental quintessence. Elemental quintessence refers to the pure, distilled essence of a card's elemental energy, combined with the subtle influence of spirit, the fifth element, ether. In other words, it's not just what element a card belongs to, like fire, water, air, or earth, but how that elemental energy expresses itself at its highest, most refined level, infused with consciousness, purpose, and divine alignment. It's the soul of the element as it manifests through the card. The Four of Wands is rooted in fire, representing inspiration, passion, and forward movement. When we bring in the fifth element, spirit, that fire transforms into divine light, illumination, insight, and sacred manifestation. This card captures the moment where energy meets form, where enthusiasm is given structure, and where personal or communal achievements are recognized both materially and spiritually. Themes would be illumination embodied. The Four of Wands shows the soul recognizing its creations in the material world. It's a celebration of tangible outcomes that reflect inner effort, vision, and intent. Integration of elements. Fire drives action and ambition, but spirit ensures that this energy is aligned with higher purpose. True success and joy come from harmonizing action with intention. Grounded celebration. Unlike raw, uncontained fire, this is passion held in a stable form. Achievements are not just fleeting sparks, they are built, shared, and experienced in the world. Think of the Four of Wands as the moment you step back and admire a project you've poured your heart into, whether that's completing a home renovation, launching a business, or celebrating a milestone with friends and family. The excitement and energy are real, but anchored in stability and recognition. Fire with form, passion with purpose. Polarity, positive, negative, and active, receptive. The Four of Wands carries a primarily positive and active polarity, but it's tempered and balanced. It's a controlled flame, energy and enthusiasm that is expressed outwardly, yet structured and harmonious. It's the active joy that invites others in, rather than overwhelming them or burning out of control. Polarity here refers to the energetic quality of the card. Is it active or passive, expansive or contained, positive or challenging? The Four of Wands leans active and positive, reflecting tangible celebration, achievement, and forward momentum. For contrast, a card like the Five of Wands is the energetic opposition in many ways. Its energy is chaotic, competitive, and disruptive. Active, yes, but not harmonized. Whereas the Four of Wands directs fire towards creation and community, the Five disperses it into conflict and tension. Polarity helps us to understand how the card's energy manifests in life. The Four of Wands invites you to participate, to celebrate, to act in alignment with structure and stability. Its opposite, like the Five of Wands, reminds us that active energy without balance can become friction, delay, or disconnection. If the Four of Wands is a well-planned party where everyone enjoys themselves, the Five of Wands is a chaotic gathering where everyone argues and nobody leaves happy. One is controlled, joyful, and grounded, and the other is active but unstructured, pushing energy outward without harmony. Chakra Correspondence. The Four of Wands aligns primarily with two chakras, the solar plexus and the heart. The solar plexus is the center of personal power, confidence, and agency. In the Four of Wands, it reflects the strength and initiative that made your achievements possible, the inner drive that allows you to lay foundations, take bold steps, and create stability in your life. The heart chakra governs love, connection, and community. It represents the way your successes are shared, celebrated, and integrated into your relationships. The joy of the Four of Wands is not solitary. It thrives in connection, communal recognition, and the bonds that make celebration meaningful. This card balances inner power and external harmony. The solar plexus gives you the energy and confidence to act, while the heart ensures that your achievements are grounded in love, gratitude, and relational harmony. The dual correspondence is rare and significant because it highlights the card's unique combination of self-empowered action and communal celebration, the active joy that is confident yet inclusive. Esoteric Title, Thoth and Golden Dawn. Esoteric titles are descriptive names given to tarot cards within mystical, ceremonial, and symbolic systems, most notably the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which heavily influenced the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and later Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. These titles are designed to convey the core energetic essence, spiritual lesson, or archetypal function of a card beyond its imagery or numerical meaning. They provide a shortcut for deeper meditation and understanding, connecting the card to ritual, magic, and cosmic principles. For the Four of Wands, the Golden Dawn title is Lord of Perfected Work. This title encapsulates the manifestation of energy into tangible, lasting structure. It's the moment where effort, vision, and intention have successfully coalesced into something real and celebrated. The word perfected emphasizes completion and mastery, while work highlights active creation, discipline, and structure. In the Golden Dawn system, each minor arcana card was assigned to an element, number, and esoteric title to integrate numerology, astrology, Kabbalah, and elemental theory. The Thoth Tarot adopted some of these ideas, sometimes using slightly different terminology, but the purpose remained: to provide a layered symbolic framework for understanding each card beyond its surface meaning. Shadow subconscious aspect. The shadow side of the Four of Wands emerges when the energy of stability, achievement, and celebration is met with fear, resistance, or insecurity. It speaks to the part of us that struggles to accept good things, that inner voice whispering, "This won't last," or "I don't deserve this." Key themes of this shadow or subconscious aspect within the Four of Wands would be fear of stability. For some, consistency feels confining or threatening, looking at you, Sagittarius. Once life begins to settle into comfort, the subconscious may push against it, creating tension, doubt, or even subtle self-sabotage. Undermining joy. This aspect can manifest as anxiety during celebrations, discomfort with recognition, or guilt over success. You might find yourself downplaying achievements or avoiding communal joy. Reversed signal. When the Four of Wands appears reversed, it often highlights where you distrust your foundation or question whether your milestones are deserved. Plans may stall, celebrations might feel hollow, or relationships and projects may experience unnecessary friction. What this shadow aspect could look like. You've just bought your first home, but instead of moving in with excitement, you find yourself obsessing over minor flaws or what-if scenarios. A big promotion lands in your lap, and instead of celebrating, you worry about imposter syndrome, being found out or failing. A long-awaited family reunion or gathering happens, but you feel uncomfortable with attention or praise, avoiding it because it doesn't feel earned. Shadow work, guidance, and integration. Acknowledge these fears and doubts without judgment. Reflect on why stability or success triggers unease. Use the lessons of the Four of Wands upright, structure, foundation, and harmonious celebration to retrain your subconscious to accept joy and security as deserved. Remember, growth often involves not just building the structure, but also learning to inhabit it fully without fear. Gem and crystal correspondences. The Four of Wands resonates strongly with crystals that amplify joy, grounding, and celebration, reflecting the card's themes of achievement, stability, and harmonious energy. Here are some key correspondences. Citrine, joy and manifestation. Citrine embodies sunny optimism, confidence, and manifestation. Garnet, passion with stability. Garnet combines vitality, passion, and grounding energy, helping you channel drive into real-world achievements. Emerald, heart-centered celebration. Emerald aligns with the heart chakra, enhancing love, connection, and communal joy. Carrying or meditating with these crystals when the Four of Wands appears can enhance your ability to recognize achievements, stabilize your energy, and celebrate with intention. They remind you that joy, passion, and connection are not separate. They coexist harmoniously, just like the energy of this card. Herb or plant correspondence. The Four of Wands aligns with plants and herbs that symbolize celebration, achievement, and the grounding of energy into tangible form. These botanical correspondences reflect the card's theme of stability, joy, and communal harmony. Rosemary. Rosemary is remembrance. Rosemary is traditionally associated with memory, reflection, and honoring milestones. Bay, victory and triumph. Bay leaves symbolize success, accomplishment, and honor. Marigold, celebration and joy. Marigolds are associated with festivity, warmth, and communal joy. Use these herbs in rituals, sachets, or as part of celebratory offerings to enhance the Four of Wands energy. They help ground achievement, honor, effort, and invite communal joy, reinforcing the card's core message, structure, celebration, and connection. History and cultural context. The Four of Wands has deep roots in medieval and Renaissance symbolism, where public ceremonies and celebratory structures carried powerful societal and spiritual meaning. Garlands, floral arches, and banners were commonly used for weddings, harvest festivals, coronations, and other communal milestones, visually marking achievement, harmony, and unity. The evolution of the card. The earliest tarot decks of the 15th century, such as the Visconti Sulfur deck, were more minimal in imagery. The suit of wands, or batons, as they were called, primarily depicts simple clubs or sticks, focusing on numerology and rank rather than symbolic scenes. Over time, particularly by the 18th and 19th centuries, artists began adding contextual imagery, people, landscapes, and ceremonial elements to convey the emotional and social dynamics of each card. The Four of Wands evolved from a simple symbol of stability into a full narrative of communal celebration, thresholds, and milestones. By the time of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the card had crystallized into the image that we recognize today: an archway of wands, decorated with flowers, two figures waving bouquets, red-roofed buildings behind them, and a sense of sunlit harmony, blending both numerical systems and human experience. The Four of Wands bridges personal achievement and social acknowledgement, drawing on centuries of visual, ritual, and mythic tradition to ground the card's abstract energy into lived, tangible experience. The card reminds us that celebration is a timeless human need. Across history, societies have marked milestones with ritual, decoration, and community, and the Four of Wands captures that same energy in the tarot: structure, achievement, and shared joy made visible. The Four of Wands across other decks. While the core message of the Four of Wands remains consistent, various tarot decks offer unique, artistic, and symbolic interpretations that enrich our understanding of this card. In the modern Spellcaster's tarot, the Four is depicted with two women celebrating beneath a floral archway. This inclusive and vibrant representation highlights themes of community, joy, and shared accomplishments. The modern setting and diverse characters make this card relatable to a wide audience, emphasizing the importance of connection and celebration in our lives. The deck's contemporary style and focus on inclusivity resonate with the LGBTQ+ communities, offering a tarot experience that reflects diverse identities and experiences. The Thoth Tarot presents the Four of Wands as a wheel of wands, arranged in a circular pattern, symbolizing completion and harmony. The card's title is Completion, reflecting the culmination of events and the establishment of a solid foundation. The intricate symbolism and vibrant colours encourage a deeper exploration of the esoteric meanings associated with this card. The Tarot de Marcel's Four of Wands features four upright staffs arranged in a symmetrical pattern, often adorned with floral motifs. This traditional design emphasizes the themes of stability and structure, with the wands representing the four pillars that support our achievements. The simplicity of the imagery invites a straightforward interpretation focused on the material aspects of success and celebration. In the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Four of Wands is depicted with four wands, forming a diamond shape, radiating light from a central point. This minimalist design emphasizes the idea of structure and stability emerging from a central source of energy. The absence of human figures directs the focus inward, inviting introspection on personal achievements and the foundations we've built in our lives. Here's some general advice for reading the Four of Wands in any deck. Look beyond the figures. Some decks, like the Wild Unknown, are minimalistic and abstract. Focus on the arrangement, the energy, and the geometry of the wands. They still convey stability, structure, and celebration. Notice cultural or modern details. Decks such as the Modern Witch or other contemporary decks may depict diverse or LGBTQ+ communities, modern settings, or symbolic props. These details help you to contextualize the celebration or milestone in a relatable way for the querent. Consider suit and numerology together. No matter the deck, the Four of Wands combines fire, energy, passion, initiative, and creativity with the stability of the four. This helps you interpret the card consistently, even if the imagery differs. Identify the core themes regardless of style. This card almost always points to achievement thresholds, homecoming or communal joy, whether it's a minimalist pattern, an esoteric symbol, or a literal celebration. These core meanings remain. Check for action versus reflection. Some decks, like the Thoth, emphasize completion and circular harmony, while others highlight active celebration or social gathering. Determine whether the card is speaking more to internal stability or external milestones. By examining the Four of Wands across these decks, we gain a richer, multifaceted understanding of its symbolism. Each deck offers a unique lens through which to explore the themes of celebration, stability, and community, enhancing our tarot practice and personal insight. So, the Four of Wands isn't just celebration. It's the sacred pause, where stability meets spirit. And it's the universe saying, you did it! Breathe and enjoy this moment before you begin again. And next time you pull this card, don't just think, woo, party! Think peaceful pride, because sometimes stability is the miracle. I want to take a moment to say how much work goes into these videos, the research, the writing, the creation of the on-screen cards, and all the little details that bring these cards to life. This is absolutely a labor of love, and I feel so grateful to be able to share this information with anyone who seeks it. If you have enjoyed this deep dive, a like, a comment, or a subscription really helps me to continue creating content like this. My plan is to go through every card in the same way, so please bear with me. As you can imagine, this is going to take time and effort. If you'd like to support my work directly, I also have a Patreon and a shop. The links to those are in the description, and every bit of support is deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to explore the magic and the meaning of tarot with me.